Holy shit. Damn it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mom's Dinner. My name is Susie Weinrich. Here, we're helping you feel successful at dinner time with super easy and delicious recipes. You can come back here every Tuesday for a new video of something that you can get on the table. So if that sounds good to you, we would love to have you subscribe to the channel. Today, I'm going to share with you a recipe that's probably in the top 10 recipes of things that a home cook should know how to make and make really, really well. That is mashed potatoes. So this recipe, we're going to start with Yukon Gold potatoes. They're golden in color, they're buttery and delicious. We're gonna boil them in some water, mash them up, and we're gonna add a ton of flavor to them. This may be an unpopular opinion, but potatoes on their own need flavorings. They are not very flavorful. So if you make mashed potatoes and you're just doing butter, milk, and salt, Once you have this recipe, you're gonna know what super flavorful mashed potatoes are all about. So stick around today. I'm gonna share with you how to make really, really good Yukon Gold mashed potatoes.
Let's get started. We're going to fill up a pot with cool water. This is one of the secrets to really good mashed potatoes, is starting your potatoes in cool water. This actually helps them cook evenly all the way through. If you started them in boiling water, the outside of the potato would be boiled to death, literally falling apart before the middle was finished. So excellent tip anytime you're making mashed potatoes with any recipe. All right, so we're gonna do 3 pounds of Yukon Gold potatoes. 3 pounds is going to feed about 6 people. Whenever you're making mashed potatoes, holidays, whatever, plan on about 1/2 pound of raw potatoes per person. So we're gonna take those potatoes, peel them up, and then I dice them into about 2 to 3 inch pieces. Then I wash them. That's gonna remove some of the starch on that potato that would have your mashed potatoes being kind of gummy. So pop them all in the water. You're gonna do better than me. I had too much water in there, so I had to take some out. Then add about 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt into that pot. Now you want to turn the heat on and let those potatoes simmer for about 40 minutes until they're fork tender.
My timer just went off for the potatoes and I think they are perfectly fork tender. So I'm just gonna test 1 or 2 of them and make sure that I don't meet any resistance when I pork my fork through the potato. So I'm gonna go ahead and drain those now. All right, those look perfect. So now what we wanna do is mash the potatoes. There's a few different options for mashing potatoes. One method is using a potato ricer. This is going to ensure that there are no lumps in your mashed potatoes. They are going to be silky smooth. So this is a great option. The other option that we love is just an old-fashioned hand mixer. This is generally what I use to do my mashed potatoes. It gets the job done, it's quick. Sometimes you can even mash them right in the pot. So simple, but we're gonna go through both methods. The other method is to use a handheld potato masher. Sometimes they kind of look like a coil. I don't have one down here in this kitchen. And you just mash like this. That one is probably gonna leave the most lumps out of any of these methods. But let's go through the potato ricer. So it usually comes like this. It will have a few different disc options to place in there. I have about the medium-sized whole disc. Then I'm gonna need a spoon. You'll spoon a few potatoes into the ricer and then pop that in there. And then hopefully you can see that. They just press right through all of those perforations. And those are silky smooth potatoes. So this method is definitely the most labor-intensive method, but it does a beautiful job of giving you extremely creamy mashed potatoes. But like I said before, one of my favorite methods is just to use a good old-fashioned hand mixer.
All right, but before we get to mashing, we got to do all that flavoring I talked about in the beginning of this episode. We're going to go in with 3/4 cup of half and half. You could also use a whole milk. Then you want to put in 4 tablespoons of salted butter, and we're going to melt this in the microwave. I like to cut the butter up so that it melts a little bit quicker in that milk before the milk starts boiling in the microwave. So just get it so that the butter's just starting to melt. Then you can give it a stir, and the heat of the milk will melt the rest of the butter. All right, Flavor Town, people. You're going to add in 1/2 cup of full-fat sour cream. We're going to add in 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt. Then we're going to add in 4 ounces of cream cheese. I like to cut the cream cheese into cubes so that it mixes into the mashed potatoes just a little bit easier. All right, this is the secret sauce to really good mashed potatoes. Chop up 1 raw garlic clove. You want to get it chopped up pretty well so that nobody's getting a huge chunk of garlic in their mashed potatoes. You're going to add it raw. It's going to add a ton of flavor, and the heat of the mashed potatoes is going to cook the raw garlic enough so that it's not like stinging your mouth. It's just going to add beautiful flavor. Now add in that milk and butter combo that we microwaved. And now it's time to mash this baby up. So, like I said before, I'm going in with a hand mixer. Works really well. Just keep mixing until everything is smooth and creamy. Y'all, you're gonna love this.
I don't even know what to say. I want to eat this entire bowl, I'll tell you that right now. These mashed potatoes are going to be the star of the show. Whatever you're serving, especially during the holidays, you want to have really good mashed potatoes. These are creamy and so flavorful. The end. Shut it down. I gotta have another bite. Don't make another recipe, make this one. This is the recipe you want to make. If you're thinking about making these for the holidays, but you want to test them out ahead of time, grab a rotisserie chicken at the grocery store, make some green beans, and make these mashed potatoes. Everybody is going to be dying at dinner how good these are. I gotta have another bite. I hope that this recipe for Yukon Gold mashed potatoes helps you feel like a success in your kitchen. Join me next week for another recipe video. See ya.